I thought I was just walking home from a college party, until I saw a woman crouched like a dog, eating something raw off the street. The seniors poured shots like water, some cute boys even flirted with me. The after party continued till 2 hours a day. In the morning, Hazel wanted me to stay back, but I slept better in my own bed also. My dorm was just 2 blocks away, the weather was a little cold, and a thin layer of fog covered the streets in fragments. I was stumbling a little for obvious reasons, but not totally out. I knew I'd have to walk back, so I didn't go overboard with the booze. A big owl hooted from a nearby tree, letting me know that I'm not the only one in these empty streets. I told myself the night wasn't creepy, just quiet that was, until I rounded the block under the yellow glow of a flickering streetlight. I saw a woman. She was crouched low to the ground, her hands pressed on the concrete like she was mimicking a dog at first glance. I thought she was just some homeless person scavenging for scraps, but her sudden jerky movements felt like a calm before the storm as I got closer. I slowed down. Something was off. A reeking odor was floating in the air. I rubbed my eyes to see it more clearly, and I did. A mangled lump of fur and flesh was lying in front of her, which seemed like roadkill. Probably a raccoon or a cat, hard to tell. Really, she wasn't picking up trash. She was eating it, tearing chunks of meat with her bony fingers and then shoving them into her mouth like she hadn't eaten for days. The wet slurping sounds hit me before the sight fully registered. Strings of meat hung from her lips as she chewed, lips glistening with blood. Her fingers dug into the carcass like claws. She was so busy with her feast that she didn't even see me now. I wasn't drunk anymore. All my blurry vision, stumbling body movement disappeared in a second. The best thing I can do right now is change sides and quietly walk as far as possible from this woman. So I slowly crossed the road, my eyes fixed on her in case she sees me and chases me. I'll start running, but luckily she didn't. I took off my heels so I could walk as silently as possible. My eyes are still on her. My heart hammered. In my chest, I'd never felt so scared before. It was like straight out of a horror movie. I was praying to God that she wouldn't notice me, but suddenly an owl flew over my head from a nearby tree, and I ended up screaming in shock. My blood froze, realizing what a grave mistake I just made. I slowly looked at the streetlight where I saw her, and now she was looking at me, a chunk of flesh still hanging from her mouth as she shot her death stare. I started backing away without turning my eyes from her. She watched for a few seconds that felt like eternity, then slowly stood up. Her claw-like hands were dripping with blood. Her stringy hair made her appear even more scary. She tilted her head to her left and then screamed. She screamed just like me, as if it were a taunt. I started running after that. My breathing got heavier, and the booze in my stomach was trying hard to stay in. I was panting and gasping for air, but I knew I couldn't stop. Not now. Not until I reached my dorm. I looked back and saw the woman had crossed the road already and was now sprinting at me. She was cackling like a coyote with her hands stretched at me. I didn't know why she was running like that, but I felt she wanted to eat my flesh as well. I ran and ran until I couldn't anymore. I fell on the ground, but again got up. I have never felt fear. Up so close, my body was on the verge of collapsing. I stumbled one last time on the ground and immediately turned back to see her inches away from me. I stopped and screamed, "What do you want?" She stopped as well. She looked me up and down. Then, laughed. Her laughter was darker than the darkest night. Using her sharp nails, she picked something from her stained, bloody teeth and flicked it at me. I collapsed on the sidewalk. She clapped at me like my misery was amusing to her. She then turned back, and hopping like a 9-year-old girl, disappeared into the night. I woke up with a high fever in my dorm. The memories of picking myself up from that sidewalk and walking back to my dorm will always be a blur to me. I'm just happy that I'm alive. I don't go out alone after dark till today. If I go to a party, I stay back if it gets too late. I would never want to meet that woman ever again.